Hi everybody, Stefan here from EDC Austria, and today I want to show you the Artisan Littoral, a new knife from a Chinese company. If this is your first video from me, please subscribe if you want to be informed about future videos. I know what you're gonna say, Artisan? What's that? Well, it's the newest Chinese company that wants a spot in your heart, or rather your wallet. And you can't easily classify them because this model, for instance, the Littoral, comes in this version. This is in D2 steel and with a G10 handle. This one comes for $50, but they also have a version that comes with carbon fiber and S35VN steel for $100, and then they have a version that's also S35VN steel with a full titanium handle that's about $180. All those knives are available at Blade HQ, or if you live in Europe, it's probably easiest if you are gonna order them via eBay, because White Mountain Knives has them and they are a very reliable company. On their websites they have a lot of blades actually shown, but so far I've really only seen 4 different kinds of their knives sold. Namely this one, that's the Littoral. Then there is one called the Predator. This is this. Then they have one that's called the Traditional, which looks like this. And finally the one called the Shark. If you're interested in that one, Birdshot IV have done a video about that. But the interesting thing is, even this cheap version, which price-wise comes about to the price of a regular Reich knife, has ceramic ball bearings. It is a very nicely produced knife. It doesn't have any cutouts on the inside to save weight, so it's a pretty heavy blade, which we'll find out later. Also, it's a pretty big knife. I have to get used to that again, because as of recently I mostly had small knives this year. So here the blade is 3.75 inches, which is 9.5 centimeters, and the entire length of the knife, so the overall length, is 8.75 inches, which is 22.2 centimeters. The D2 steel is hardened to 58 to 60. And as you can see here, we have a nice Warncliffe blade shape. That was the reason for me to buy it. The action is great on one hand, meaning you can't open it without deploying it fully. On the other hand, the liner lock takes a bit of getting used to. You can see it here on my thumb. There is already a big dip in from just playing around with it now for the video. But once you have it open, it's really nice in the hands. Here it falls right into the finger groove, the next finger too, and the rest then sits on the handle. It goes well in all the usual grips you would use for a knife. It also cuts very well, which is still something I am looking to in a knife. I know many people these days forgot about that. As you can see, it has a stonewash finish. As for the liner lock, it's at about, well, slightly under 50%, which is still okay, but it's really rock solid. As for the packaging, here if you see this logo, some people have an immediate reaction to this logo, me included, which is probably because I'm Austrian and we had a very similar logo 80 years ago, but other people say they don't see it at all, so I don't know. But this coming from a Chinese company, I don't think there was any ill will behind that logo. You get this really nice pouch to put your knife in, and you get this card which actually holds interesting information about your knife. You get the model number, the steel used, like I said, the blade hardness, the handle material. Then you get told you have ceramic bearings inside and that it was done with CNC machining. So that's more than you get with many expensive knives. And if you go to their webpage, you're gonna find a few more interesting designs, like a cleaver design and so on, which are even in M390 steel, and they're currently priced at $299, but compared to the other knives, they are also higher priced on the company website, meaning when they are gonna hit the actual sales floors, they'll be cheaper than advertised on their site. The construction is really well done all over, but they could have chamfered it a bit more, so there are some slight edges there for you. But are they disturbing to a degree that's really making it hard to use? No. You have a custom pivot, again with this interesting design, and you have this on both sides. So probably you can use it with a flat screwdriver, but since you never are at the center of the screw, I don't know how this would work. Maybe they are gonna release a custom tool so that you can open and close the knife, otherwise I don't know. But as you can see here, it is very well centered, but this kind of build doesn't leave much space to not be completely centered. The pocket clip is both left or right mountable, both times tip up. You have a nice backspacer that feels like G10 that goes about 2/5 of the entire length of the blade. As for the material used in the liners, it just says stainless steel. I didn't want to go for the S35 version right away. I wanted to see what this brand is all about before investing 150 euros in a knife, which is, by the way, what their full titanium S35 folders are currently being sold at on eBay. Although if this is to be considered a lanyard hole, it's too small to fit 550 paracord, I think. Let's check out how thick this blade actually is. 3.76, which means it's probably 3.75. And as for the weight, we have 5.8 ounces, which is 164.4 grams. So this is really a heavy one. Now for the size comparison, as always we have to compare it to the large and cozy. You can see the handle is a lot longer, but the blades are pretty much the same. So that kind of means that they here gave away a bit of space with the handle that they could have otherwise used. Now let's check it against the Custom Knife Factory SSE, which is also a large knife. From the blade it even seems a bit bigger, and again the handle is shorter than here. And here, just to compare, we have the Kershaw injection 3.5, which has, as the name suggests, a 3.5-inch blade, and you can see it's both shorter on the blade side and of course the handle side. And to see what I meant with smaller blades that I recently had to check out, that's what I mean. Most knives I recently checked out were kind of in this size, so I guess you can see that that's a bit of a difference for me to get adjusted to. Now let's check out some cutting footage. Okay, as you could see, it cuts very well. Like I said, if you want to play with it, you kind of have to press very hard to get over the detent. And also the liner lock takes a bit of work, but if you don't do it for fidgeting, but for actual use, it's no problem. It really is good in the hands, although you can't really, I don't know what they were planning to do with this small breakthrough here, because it's not great to put your thumb before it and also not after it, also not on it, so I'm not quite sure what good that does. But otherwise I really like the grip, and it's really good to use, great action, and it actually hides very well in your pocket with this deep carry clip. So aside from the weight and its not so good featureability, it is really a recommendation for a new company. I will check out at some point a full titanium version of their knives. I'll link you to some eBay offers and some other offers on Blade HQ. Depending on where you live on the planet, you'll see which option is better for you. If you live in the US, it's probably best to order right from Blade HQ. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you get infos about new videos in your timeline. If you have any questions or suggestions, please put them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.